Today we'll be looking at the early life and the current story of Modern Warfare's Milena Romanova, who is portrayed by Tina Leve. Damn it, I can't get that last name. Our goal here is to expand our knowledge of the lore within Call of Duty. So far, we've covered the stories of Modern Warfare and Black Ops from 1961 to 1984, and we've looked at the individual careers and the lives of Captain John Price, Sergeant McTavish, Commander Graves, and many more. In order to keep our videos fresh, we will dive deeper into the history of these characters and learn more about them. Thank you for joining me, and welcome to the early life and the story of Milena Romanova. Now, Milena's date of birth is unknown. However, we can assume that she is somewhere in her mid-30s due to her looks and the age of the actress that plays her, which is 35. And like many of our villains, the history of these characters is sometimes vague, and as far as we know, Milena was born into wealth, and a plan may have already been set out for her. As she grew older, she would meet a powerful businessman that controlled much of Russia's politics. She would marry him, and they would live a good life together. Milena would be dragged into the world of her husband's affairs, but to be honest, she enjoyed it and became quite the understudy. For years, they would work together until one day her husband was brutally murdered. Milena would suffer in silence but would continue to fund many of her husband's business partners, as she would inherit all of her deceased husband's money or fortune. One of these business partners and associates was ultranationalist Vladimir Makarov, who had been trying to set the world on fire, and with the help of Milena, they would make a pretty powerful duo. Milena respected Makarov, and I believe that the feeling was mutual between the two. Milena Romanova would finance all of Makarov's plans, including the attack in Verdansk back in 2019. After this, she would become the personal financier of the Kani Group on orders from Makarov. Milena would remain in contact with Vladimir during his imprisonment, and in 2023, she would begin to put the pieces in place for his escape. And in August of 2023, Kani would steal chemical weapons from the Shadow Company, and these weapons would need to be transported, so Milena brokered a deal between Las Almas Cartel in Mexico and the Kani Group to smuggle the weapons to a safe place until they were ready to be moved again. A few months later, in November of 2023, Milena was prepared for the escape of her partner and leader, Vladimir Makarov. She had bribed a few of the guards at the Zordaya prison complex to help facilitate the escape of the Russian ultranationalists a few weeks before the official escape. And after his escape, Milena would be there to see Makarov personally and welcome him back into the fold.
Milena,
С возвращением, Владимир.
ты создала для нас армию?
Дело выгодное и правое.
After this, she would return to her home, which is a private island owned completely by herself. She lives here with guards watching over the island. But only 2 days after Makarov's escape, her island would be infiltrated by Special Air Service operators Lieutenant Ghost and Sergeant McTavish, who were there to interrogate her and get any information that they could on Makarov and his whereabouts. Milena tried to remain quiet, but she would eventually break.
Fuck you.
Sit down, Milena. Where's your boss?
I don't have a boss. No one tells me what to do.
How we doing, boys?
She's not talking.
She's about to.
Give me your hand.
Why? Or else you'll cut it off.
Not my style. He might.
Why the mask?
To hide my face.
We're in.
Nothing in my banking will get you any closer to Vladimir.
We'll see about that.
There's multiple Kani Group accounts hiding in plain sight. Several recent transfers to Zordaya prison.
The Gulag.
Money for Makarov's escape.
Wealth opens doors.
Let's withdraw a few rubles from Makarov's coffers then, shall we?
Done. Let me know if we hit a nerve.
85 million of Makarov's transferred to a CIA black fund.
Vladimir's York is already bought and paid for. You're not very good at this.
Neither are you. All your men are dead and your accounts are wide open.
You're stealing from Makarov's future, not mine.
Oh, Soap, do you hear that?
I did.
Let's make this personal.
We need to get off the eggs. Make this happen or we take her with us.
Swiss National Bank.
This is your personal account, huh?
Money's hardly been touched.
It will be.
Ты за кого, сука, себе принимаешь?
Looks like we found that pressure point, boys.
Let's drain it.
Don't you fucking dare!
Something wrong, Miss Romanova.
I don't know Makarov's plans. I am a financier, nothing more!
Give him your print.
Or tell us where to find Makarov.
Fuck you. And that little birdie in your ear. That account is my money. I fought for it, I earned it!
One more push and we got her.
Last call, or he takes over.
He'll know you were here. I'm as good as dead without my money. I need my money!
We need Makarov. Where is he?
Vostok! There's a wire transfer to Vostok capital in St. Petersburg. Vladimir buys old properties, abandoned buildings. I don't know how he uses them. That's all I can tell you.
Currently, we don't know where Milena is or if she's still in Makarov's good graces, because after all, she did betray him and Connie by revealing information on his whereabouts. And although Makarov wasn't caught, his second-in-command, Andrei Nolan, was taken and severely beaten. We know that Makarov needs Milena's money, but Makarov is not one for forgiveness, and I think Milena knows this, so we will have to keep a close eye on her in her next moves. This has been the current story in the life of Milena Romanova.